Welcome to this week's video. I'm a little bit dusty. I've got what looks like to be a Dexter scene behind me there. So what I'm actually doing today, where's my drink because I'm thirsty? Yeah. What I'm actually doing today is going to be stripping down the BMW R100 fuel tank. I've got Nitromorse, which I'm going to try that first. If Nitromorse isn't powerful enough, I think I might have to orbital sand it. Don't really want to do that because that is kind of a messy business, and then it does take a tiny little layer of this actual metal off, and it makes it a little bit thinner marginally, but I kind of don't want to do that. That is the last resort and also leaves a bit of a gritty finish. So let's try the Nitromorse first. Let's see how that goes, and let's see what there is under the tank. Now, I'm under the assumption that this is a clean tank. I can't see any dents on it. Knocking around, I can't really feel any patches or anything, so fingers crossed. If there is, no big deal, we just fill it back up and paint it again. But if it is a clean tank, fingers crossed. Just makes our lives a little bit better. With that said, let's do it. But just so I can explain what's going on behind me here. No, it's not a Dexter scene. I'm actually spray painting the BMW. I'm spray painting the Ducati fuel tank and fairing and headlight fairing as well over this weekend. Exciting time. So that is the first time that we'll actually get to see a proper primer on it. Now I know a lot of you might be thinking as well, it's carbon fibre, why hide it with primer and paint? There's method and there's logic behind it, you'll see. But this episode, R100 tank.
Oh, I love working on bikes that other people have restored. So this bike had been cosmetically restored. Really bad job though. I'm not saying what I do is perfect by any means, but this is so bad. There's a lot of, basically what I think they did was they just painted it up, made it look nice, cleaned it up and sold it. This tank, full of petrol at the moment, but I don't know if you can hear that, but I think someone might have tried to clean the tank by doing the old fill it with bolts and rattle it around trick and then not be able to get the bolts out, which isn't good because what I've got in the carburetors now is rust. There's rust in the carburetors. It's just not good. It's not good petrol. Yeah, let's try and get whatever's out there. Let's drain it first, try and get whatever's out the tank, but they can't stay in there. So the embarrassing part where I don't have a tank or I don't have footage. How do I explain this one? It's happened to me once before. Maybe not this bad. It's happened to me before where I've lost a bit of footage and there might be a bit of a sequence missing. With this video now, I've got nothing. Sorry. I've got that intro. I've got a little exhibit as well. I haven't got any footage of me doing the tank. So, what do? I can form a little jig for you, keep you entertained that way. I'm just gonna have to show you what I've done and talk to you about it. I have with me the BMW tank here. This is it as it stands. I don't know how I did it, but I've got it all stripped. A long story short, Nitromorse couldn't hack it. And you would have seen from that footage of me putting Nitromorse on it and it not eating the paint. Had a really tough gloss coat on it. So I've had to orbital sand it all. Obviously not on. I've had to sand the whole thing, which is fine. 240 grit leaves me a nice coat, a nice good surface actually to paint on. Sorry guys, it's a video with an update so you can actually see how the tank goes. Well, I was gonna be really impressed with what I thought was an almost perfect fuel tank, but I found a bit of filler underneath. So that must have had a dent a while ago. Do you know, I haven't actually looked into, no, do you know what, I don't think I could see inside that actually. The angle might not let me see it. I was gonna survey how bad the dent was, but sanding it down, I've come down to that. I don't think there's a need for me to do anything because it's still flat, and obviously the way that I've taken that orbital sander onto it is made sure that it's still flat. Another two tiny little areas that doesn't make it a perfect tank. There's one there, you can see a little dent there. Obviously, you've got these low spots here. They're fine, I'm not gonna worry too much about these. That's minimal, absolutely minimal. So you've got that one little low spot there, and that is a dent of some sort. and then you've got this one at the front here. So what I'm going to do is quickly put some filler over it, that and that. Don't need that. Clean out these little tabs in there. That's it. Job done. All stripped down. And this is it, job done. Ever so quickly, you just need a sanding block for that. No orbital sanders or anything like that, it's such a tiny amount of detail. Got a few little dents sorted, so we've got that dent down there, this one here, that one there. As long as you're using a flat block sander, that'll just make it that nice little shape, and you can see exactly where it blends in quite neatly there. And then a little one at the front here. What I will do is just take a little Dremel and just go through all these edges, just make sure they're completely fine and everything before I actually prime it. I'll prime it next week because I'm running out of time. In fact, you know what, let's put it on here. Because it's been a bit of a weird episode this, I will give you a sneak peek. Honestly, the tiniest of sneak peeks. That is the Ducati there. The Ducati has had a quick prime on it. Don't worry, it's really sandy and dusty. It's just dust. The Ducati has had a quick prime to the pattern that it needs to be. I've seen a few little pinholes where the carbon fibre weave goes in and out. Because I didn't do a resin infusion on this, you are going to get those pinholes. More obvious when you're priming it. The gloss bit I don't mind because obviously the gloss is going to smooth it out, but the priming bit you will see. So I've just gone over that with a quick sand at the moment. Filler, sand, and the painted bits at least. But that's all done. Gonna give it another prime, so next week you'll see it in its primed state. Little treat for you, seeing as you've come all this way to watch a video that doesn't exist.
With all that done, that tank is now back on the R100, just to see how it looks. I guess the next step for me now is to prime that. I've got a headlight fairing, which I showed to you the other week. I have also a very dusty front mudguard for the BMW. I might spray this as well whilst I'm at it. Whilst I've got all the pieces that I need, might as well spray it, prime it, do it the right colour, and then worry about how I attach it onto the bike, because at the moment, no idea. Might be nice to actually 3D print some brackets. Doesn't need to be that solid. 3D printing, I think as long as it's a solid fill, I think it'll be fine. So let's do that next time. But before that on your screens, probably be the Ducati. I want to show how that primer works. Catch me next week and you can actually see how the Ducati is coming along, and that's why it's not been on the screens for a while, because there's a lot of prep work to do this, a lot. So until next week, stay safe.